Everything is energy, not metaphorically, literally. Your thoughts, energy. Your emotions, energy. Your body, your memories, your habits, all emitting signals that either match your desire or cancel it out. But here's what no one tells you. Your life doesn't reflect your intentions. It reflects your vibration. And vibration isn't just a mood. It's a coded frequency, broadcasting from your nervous system into the quantum field, 24 hours a day. Every experience you attract, every opportunity you meet or miss, every person who resonates or repels, they're not accidents. They're vibrational matches. You're not unlucky. You're not broken. You're simply receiving feedback from the field based on the tone you're emitting right now. And if you've ever felt like nothing works, like change slips through your fingers, like manifestation feels fake or forced, it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because you're doing it from the wrong frequency. And the moment you understand how to raise it, not temporarily, but sustainably, your reality doesn't just improve, it rebuilds itself around you. You want to raise your vibration, but first you have to understand what's keeping it low. It's not always trauma. It's not always some deep, dramatic wound. More often, it's the ordinary frequencies that slowly drain your field. Here's what they look like. Saying yes when you mean no. Scrolling while feeling numb. Staying in conversations that deplete you. Thinking the same thoughts every morning. Consuming food, noise, or information with no presence. Identifying with old stories like they're still happening. None of that looks extreme, but each act is a frequency decision. Each moment, your field receives a signal. Stagnation is safe, suppression is normal, and the quantum responds accordingly. But the most dangerous drain of all, emotional rehearsal. You wake up rehearsing your sadness, your stress, your identity as someone who's working on it but never actually shifts. And when you do that long enough, you convince your nervous system that the loop is reality, that this frequency, this low-level hum of lack, resentment, or fear is who you are. It isn't. But if you don't interrupt the pattern, your field will keep replicating the same reality over and over. You'll call it bad luck, but it's locked resonance. And here's the deeper truth. Your vibration isn't low because life is hard. Life is hard because your vibration is low, and no amount of strategy can override frequency, not for long. If you want to build a new reality, you don't start by changing your habits. You start by changing your energetic signature. That's the real work. And now that you've seen the trap, you're finally ready to escape it. You don't need years of healing. You don't need to become a monk. You don't even need to fix everything that's ever happened to you. To raise your vibration, you need one thing: coherence. Coherence means your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in sync. No conflict, no pretending, no more thinking abundance while feeling lack, or visualizing peace while speaking chaos. When your inner signals line up, the field around you immediately responds. And here's how to start right now. Start with the body, not the mind. The nervous system sets the tone. Breathe deeply, shoulders down, neck loose. This isn't relaxation, it's reprogramming posture into presence. Name the emotion without judgment. Say it. I feel anxious. I feel tight. I feel stuck. Naming it creates separation. Separation creates power. Shift the channel. Right now, close your eyes. See a memory where you felt alive, not happy, aligned. Let that frequency rise. Hold it for 17 seconds. That's enough to begin a field override. Speak from the new tone, not to manifest, to inform your reality who you are now. Say it out loud. I no longer match what drains me. I stabilize in peace. I choose clarity, not for drama, for resonance, because your field doesn't care about what you want. It cares about what you consistently hold. And the more you hold coherence, even for minutes a day, you start to feel it. People treat you differently. Synchronicities increase. Resistance fades. Your body softens. Time bends in your favor. You don't force life to shift. You become a field that reality reconfigures itself around. And if you felt even a flicker of that clarity already, subscribe and hit the bell. Because from this point forward, We're not thinking our way out, we're vibrating our way into a new world. Most people try to raise their vibration by changing habits, by forcing positive thoughts, by consuming more high-vibe content. But it doesn't stick. Why? Because vibration doesn't come from what you do. It comes from who you think you are. Your identity is your signal. It's the broadcast you emit without even trying. If you still see yourself as someone who's behind, who has to struggle, who's fixing what's broken, then no matter how much you meditate, visualize, or journal, your field will pull you back into the same timelines. Because identity is magnetic, it locks you into matching frequencies like gravity. And here's what makes it more dangerous. Your identity isn't even conscious. It's a script, built from memory, repetition, and survival. A collection of inherited beliefs, cultural noise, and emotional defaults. But here's the unlock. Identity is not truth. It's a frequency habit, and habits can be broken. So how do you do it? Interrupt the language. Stop saying, "I'm always." Start saying, "I used to." Let your field know, this version is dissolving. Act before you believe. Your body leads your field. Move like someone who's already whole. Speak from peace, even when doubt whispers. Walk into rooms like the future already arrived. Change your inputs. You can't hold a new vibration surrounded by people, sounds, and screens tuned to the old one. Audit what enters your space, not from fear, from authority. Anchor one new identity statement, not affirmations, declarations, something like, "I no longer live in reaction, I create from stillness." Say it, feel it, hold it for 7 days. Watch your field reorganize itself around it. Because when you shift identity, you don't just raise your vibration temporarily. You reset the baseline of who you are. You stop chasing high frequencies like visitors. You start living as one. And once that happens, reality doesn't just shift, it realigns. There's a version of your life that already exists, a timeline where your energy is clean, your mind is steady. You're not chasing, you're attracting, you're not proving, you're radiating. It's not fantasy, it's not delusion, it's physics. Every possibility already exists in the quantum field, not just better outcomes, but entire versions of you, each living a different experience of reality based on one thing: vibration. You don't move into those timelines by wishing. You enter them by matching the frequency of the version that lives there. So here's the real question. What does that version of you feel like? Not what they have, not what they've done. How do they wake up? How do they speak? How do they carry themselves in the smallest moments? Because the field isn't watching your goals. It's tracking your tone when no one's looking, your tone when you're waiting in line, breathing through stress, answering emails. That emotional home base you return to, that's your vibrational address. And timelines, they're not random, they're frequency locked, meaning you can't enter the reality where you're loved, respected, and aligned if you're still vibrating in guilt, people-pleasing, and fear. That doesn't mean you're being punished. It means the field is precise. It mirrors back what you're available for. And if you want that hidden timeline, the one where you feel at home in your own frequency, you don't chase it. You tune to it by slowing your reactions, by protecting your peace, by speaking from the version of you who doesn't need permission to take up space. You don't ask the timeline to open. You become the key. And the moment your field stabilizes in that vibration, doors you didn't know existed start opening without effort. That's not magic. That's resonance. You think your vibration is personal, that it's just energy inside you, but that's only half the story. Your environment is your amplifier. It's not neutral, it's reflective. Look around, your room, your clothes, your phone screen, your habits, your circle. They're all broadcasting frequencies, and your body tunes itself to that broadcast, whether you realize it or not. That means your space is either a vibrational anchor, or a vibrational leak. And most people are surrounded by environments that echo their old identity. Environments that silently say, stay small, stay distracted, stay loyal to patterns that don't serve you anymore. This isn't about minimalism or aesthetics. This is about field integrity. You can't stabilize a higher vibration if you keep returning to a space built by your lower one. So if you're serious about shifting, you have to audit your atmosphere. Here's how. Energy check every room. Walk into your space like it belongs to someone else. Ask, does this reflect who I'm becoming or who I've been too long? Remove energy anchors, clothes tied to past identities, objects connected to old relationships, tabs and apps that serve distraction instead of direction. Delete, burn, let go. This is sacred work. Add frequency mirrors, sounds, visuals, words, scents, textures that match your future field. Every sense is a portal. Use it. Protect your presence. Be ruthless with people who drain. Be generous with spaces that restore. Your frequency is more valuable than your familiarity with anyone, because when your external reflects your internal, your nervous system relaxes, your energy stabilizes. You don't have to fight to stay aligned. You're held in alignment. This is why ancient temples weren't just places of worship. They were frequency chambers, built to hold vibrations so powerful that just standing inside them rewrote your field. That's what your environment can become. Not a background, a mirror, an engine, a transmitter. And once your surroundings echo your inner resonance, you stop slipping, because you're no longer just doing the work, you're living inside it. You don't need a lifetime to raise your vibration. You need a decisive day. One full cycle, sunrise to sleep, where your field takes control. No slipping, no leaking, no reacting, just 24 hours of energetic precision. Because here's what most people miss. Your field doesn't need time, it needs evidence. And when you give it a single day of full alignment, it begins to treat that new frequency as home. Not a high, not a moment, a baseline. Here's the 24-hour reset ritual. Use it when you're ready to shift timelines, fast. 1. Wake with declaration. Before phone, before thought, eyes open, say, today, I hold the frequency of clarity, no matter what. That sets the tone. The field listens. 2. Move with rhythm. Don't skip your body. Stretch, breathe, walk. This is not about fitness. This is about electromagnetic flow. The nervous system releases static through motion. Move like a signal tower, not a machine. 3. Eat as vibration, not habit. Ask before every bite, does this feed who I'm becoming or who I'm trying to outgrow? This builds identity authority. Food becomes frequency fuel. 4. Speak only from alignment. No gossip, no venting, no autopilot small talk. If it lowers your field, it costs you 12 hours of work. Silence. Misalignment. 5. Protect your inputs. What you scroll is what you tune to. Mute everything that doesn't match your future. Even one headline can drop you if your field is unstable. Guard your gates. 6. Anchor with intention. At noon, pause, close your eyes, breathe, and say, I reinforce this frequency with choice, not willpower. It's a contract with your higher self. 7. End with gratitude as embodiment. Don't list random blessings. Feel the future version of you saying thank you for the path you walked today. That bridges timelines. You do this for one day, completely. You'll wake up in a new field, not metaphorically, neurologically, energetically, environmentally, because you won't just think differently, you'll resonate differently. And once your vibration remembers that tone, it will do everything to keep returning there, because truth feels like home. At first, you try to raise your vibration. You follow the rituals, you shift your thoughts, you move your body, you speak more clearly, breathe more deeply, listen more quietly. But eventually, something flips. You stop chasing the frequency because you realize you are it. It was never something you needed to find. It was something you needed to remember, because everything in your life has always been a mirror. Every pattern, every delay, every person, every breakthrough, all reflecting your energetic tone. But here's the final unlock. You don't attract what you think you deserve. You attract what your field believes is normal. And once you normalize high frequency, once peace becomes your default, once alignment stops being a practice and starts being who you are, reality folds around you. No force, no manipulation, just magnetic precision. And the version of you that used to beg, strive, over-explain, prove, chase, that version fades. Not because you fixed it, but because you no longer matched it. That's the hidden math of awakening. You don't overpower your past self. You out-vibrate them. And as you rise, the noise gets quiet. You hear more clearly, see more truly, choose more cleanly. And in that stillness, you understand. Reality isn't something you enter. It's something you transmit. The vibration you hold, consistently, honestly, unshakably, becomes the world you live in. So here's the final question. If your vibration is your destiny, what frequency will you finally refuse to carry into tomorrow? Drop it in the comments, because someone's about to change their entire field, and your choice might be the signal that helps them rise.